Welcome to Coleman Report Live. I'm Bob Coleman. We're talking Main Street and the small business lenders who help it grow with Lance and Delaney. Welcome both. Dog days of summer, but we still got a lot of work to do. So and we know you're busy. Thank you for joining us. Hey, number one, Katie's following Katie. Okay, another dollar in the jar, Delaney. What industry is performing the best according to Optimism levels? Delaney, what report are you citing for this?
This is another NFIB report. They're talking about specific industries. And you know what? I would agree with most of you, but surprisingly enough, manufacturing is pulling ahead by just a little bit. I think they're 5 points higher than the general optimism level for all small businesses.
We have a pretty astute crowd, Neural and retail.
Well, yeah, Bob, one thing that's real telling about the poll results is nobody picked retail.
And you're absolutely right about that.
Services, where does services rank on that list, Delaney?
I am not sure. I'd say about third.
Okay.
So could be worse, could be better.
In takeaway is understand your industry, understand your footprint. Number two, have you ever received loan application docs that you believed were photoshopped, purchased off Craigslist? Joseph, we should make a note. We should do some more of those, show more of those ads in Craigslist, which just people are unbelievable. I'm shocked by that, Lance. I thought that would have flipped.
You know, Bob, I've never received documents that I felt like were photoshopped, and most of the institutions that are on the Coleman Report Live probably vet out their customers better. You know, that's one of the concerns that people have with fintechs being involved in SBA lending is the possibility that there will be more of this type of submission.
Yeah, and not to pick out our friends and our fintech friends, but numbers show that it is higher for a variety of reasons. I still think around PPP 2.0, there's going to be less instances of fraud. Lance, you disagree with that assessment, right?
I believe that numerically there probably will be more instances of fraud, Bob. It's just going to be smaller.
Okay.
You know, we may not even get close to the dollar amounts we saw in round one because the fraud instances this time around are 10,000, 15,000.
Yeah, smaller amounts, but hey, fraud is fraud. Delaney, I'm going to put a big mark here. It's Delaney, not Katie. We loved Katie. Katie, I hope you're doing well. Main Street Monday, Delaney. And I'm sorry, this is NFIB. Talk to us about the report and what is their take on what the economy and the health of small business overall.
So we're seeing very mixed reviews for each industry, which is a given. Construction is feeling more positive right now, but construction is struggling the most to get employees. I mean, over 50% of their job positions remain unfilled, and they're also seeing sales decrease, and as a result, they're increasing prices, or they're at least planning on increasing prices. But they're still feeling relatively positive, so that's good news. Regarding manufacturing industry, as we said in the poll question, they're doing pretty good. They are more optimistic than, again, all small businesses. They're also struggling to fill job positions. They're right at about the same amount as construction, but they are expecting higher sales. So we will have to see in the next quarter.
I wish we had addressed the supply chain issue with manufacturing. By the way, Joseph, we got some feedback. Can you guys solve that? I don't know who it is, whose mic it is. But the did the report address supply chain at all, Delaney?
So they did for the retail industry, but for the other ones, not so much. I think generally supply chain is just struggling right now. But for retail especially, 20% of their owners are saying they don't have enough inventory. And as a result, they're also planning on trying to stock up as much as possible.
That's an optimistic number, Lance. I thought that would have been higher from the doom and gloom I read. So 20%, I think. I mean, it's bad, but it's not
that's
bad.
not terrible. But I am hearing what Delaney said, that many retailers are stocking up when they can get inventory in, where maybe they would normally order a 90-day supply. They're ordering 6 months now.
Right. Very good. And what do we have on services?
So they did increase a little bit in their optimism, but there's still some uncertainty, some negativity. They're not expecting higher sales, and they're not expecting better business conditions. I mean, I'd say it decreased relatively significantly.
Do we know a good definition, for example, services? Would that be barber shops and hair salons, or is that you're nodding?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Very good. Christian has a question, which is, when modifying a 24-month note to a 60-month note, does the lender need to do anything special, Lance?
No, in fact, on PPP loans, you could use your own note, but it's just going to be, you can use what a prudent lender would use. Use your regular modification form that you would use on similar size non-SBA loans. Make sure and make the appropriate changes in E-Tran.
Interesting letter came across the wire. Senator Rubio, the minority ranking member from the Senate Small Business and Entrepreneurship Committee, is trying to figure this out. Now, this affects a small amount of lenders, but it is a huge issue for those lenders as well as for the loan agents. The problem is SBA never clarified what were the allowable fees for loans less than $50,000. Last, they did a good job on loans over $50,000, but for some reason they chose not to address loans less than $50,000. And that's causing issues with the lenders, the loan agents, the borrowers are out of it. But again, and also I imagine from Treasury, because the Treasury is the one who writes the checks.
Well, it's absolutely, it needs to be clarified so everyone involved in the process, Bob, understands what those fees can be.
And Senator Rubio says he's talked to several Florida lenders. Hey, if this is an important issue to your institution, get a hold of his staff. You can contact them directly. I have some contacts if you want to just shoot. If you shoot me an email, I'll forward it to the right people. How's that? And I'll be happy to do that. So hopefully this is something that will be done. And again, the problem for us as lenders and bankers is we want standards. We want to know what's going on. And uncertainty is never good. In this situation, it has created uncertainty. Hopefully that'll be solved. These are always interesting. If you've never watched one, you can put it on, put it in the background. There's a reason why when you look at the numbers on the live streaming, there's only 50 or 75 people listening to these things. They're not produced for great content, but it's the opening statements are good, and you can tell what's happening with the witnesses. This is an important hearing, and hopefully these now this is on the House side. And remember, Senator Rubio talked about that. Maybe this will come up, the loan agent fees, Lance.
Well, and I'm also hopeful, Bob, that they do consider the possibility of upping the loan size that can use the direct forgiveness portal. Hopefully getting it to where anybody that can use a easy forgiveness form could also use the direct forgiveness portal. The direct forgiveness portal certainly proven itself, Bob. The numbers I saw over the weekend, over 500,000 forgiveness submissions, and on pace to, it won't clear out 100%, but it'll clear out about 90% of all forgiveness submissions if it keeps that pace.
Delaney, what are the last stats we have? How many loans have been submitted for forgiveness and how many loans have been forgiven? Do you know?
Oh goodness, I couldn't tell you exact numbers, but I know they have not updated it in 15 days, so we're still looking at the same statistics as last time.
Yeah, but Lance, just with your boots on the ground, you can tell that people are getting it done.
Especially, Bob, on the 150 and unders using the direct portal. If you consider the direct portal's not even been open a month and there's been more than 500,000 forgiveness decisions already done.
All right, and translate that into dollars for me. How many billions is that?
Bob, hang on one second, guys. If you'll give me the latitude to break out a calculator, because we've actually looked at what is considered a normal loan size in this round. It's somewhere around, and this is just a guess, Bob, somewhere around $8 billion.
Just amazing numbers, amazing numbers. Good. Well, I'm glad to see that Main Street's taking care of that, and they're on top of it, and the lenders are on top of it.
The main thing the direct portal does for a small business, Bob, it's what we've heard talked about over and over again. It gives them a simple, quick way to submit for forgiveness. It doesn't take them away from what creates revenue and profit and cash flow for them. It lets them do forgiveness in 10 minutes, not 10 hours.
Yeah. A friend of mine did it. It took him 30 minutes. So we'll go with your 10 minutes. But it's,
all right.
He was shocked. He was one of my restaurant owner friends. He was shocked. Okay. This is just more information. Joseph, I believe we have attached the 1502 guide to this show. Is that correct, Joseph?
Yeah, I'll update it right now, guys.
And go ahead and download that, read that. We're getting notices every day on this. What you need to know is everything that you knew with Coleman is changing. The big news on this is there's no longer automatic notification. Lance, you're going to have to go back in to make sure everything's fine. You're not automatically getting notified. For some reason, that tells me that I think that'll change, but for right now, you have to go in. Do you have an opinion about that?
Well, I think that it's like any new platform. That's, Bob, whoever developed the forgiveness portal probably, they're not sponsoring me, just so you know this, but there have been a number of new platforms that SBA have developed. The forgiveness portal has probably been the smoothest, least problematic platform. In the case of the new way you're submitting your 1502s, there'll probably be a few kinks that they have to work through in the process, but I'm sure it's going to be a great process.
Yeah. But go ahead and download that user guide. The notice came out, so it's all over the web. Just so you, this feature will not be available until will not be available on August 30th, but effective August 30th, they're moving over. So the bottom line is, in this, the only advice I can give is follow up maybe a week later. Just make sure you're signed up and you can track everything. It sounds like there's going to be more responsibility on you, and learn the new dashboard and make sure you know how to read it and know how to solve errors. This is an accounting nightmare that you don't want to solve 3-4 months down the line. Yeah. Finally, we got some news on the Shuttered Venue Operator Grant Program. It is, I don't even know. They're doing another one. Delaney, are you up on top of this one?
Yes, a little bit. So again, they're still working through some previous applications, but they're now doing supplemental grants for venues who have already received a grant. So if you need more funding, or if you know any of your borrowers need more funding, it is open again. I know they're just trying to drain. They still have a few billion remaining.
Yeah, so. I think about only 8 billion or whatever it is. But let's see, they are actively reviewing 1,000 plus applications with another 1,300 in the queue. They stopped accepting applications. Now they are accepting them. No, they're, are they accepting applications? Am I reading this right?
So they're done accepting like initial first applications. So if you have not applied previously, you cannot apply now. If you have previously applied, though, you can't apply.
Okay. Anyway, so if you have, I don't have good advice for you on that. I know that our SBDC friends are becoming experts in that. Perhaps they have a better handle. Look, if you have a borrower who operates one of these, I'm sure they're on top of it. I'm sure there are trade organizations all over it. But I would refer them. If someone comes into your office, Lance, I would refer them. Where would you refer them?
I'm probably, Bob, going to send them to the local SBDC for some help. SBDCs are great at providing support in areas like this. So that's probably where I would send them, Bob.
Yeah, and also I know the women's centers are very, if it's a woman-owned business, try them. Just tell them to start shooting out a bunch of emails and see what's going on. Well, very good. Well, Delaney, it's good to see you. You're settling down back in school. We're getting ready for fall and everything we're doing. Our training is doing great, but it's not too late to sign up for that. It is online. So maybe in these dog days of summer, you maybe have a couple of people that you want to be trained in loan closing and underwriting, and we've gotten some good feedback on that, and we appreciate all those comments. Lance, thank you for your time. Delaney, thank you for your time. And thank you all for joining us today for Coleman Report Live and for supporting America's Main Street, one entrepreneur at a time.
Have a great day.